let's first understand the problem statement. So you are given an array 0 indexed, like the indexing starts from 0 of n non-negative integers a0, a1, a2 up to a n minus 1. We need to find the minimum subarray a1, a1 plus 1 and so on up to ar. So if we sort in ascending order that subarray, then the whole subarray should get sorted. So if a is already sorted, we need to output -1. So in short, we are given an array. We need to find the two indices within range of which, if we sort the elements, the entire array A gets sorted. So if the array is already sorted, we need to output -1. So this question is very frequently asked in Amazon and Microsoft interviews. So let's first understand with the help of an example. So suppose for example 1, if the input array is 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, we need to return 1, 2. Now what are 1 and 2? Here 1 refers to the index of the first element which is to be considered, and 2 is the index of the second element. So within this range 1 to 2, we need to sort all the elements. So 1 refers to 3 and index 2 refers to 2. So when we sort the index 1 to 2, so it becomes 2, 3, and you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then it will all get sorted. Okay, so if you sort the subarray from a1 to a2, then whole array A should get sorted, which will serve the purpose of this question. So finally we need to return the indices, the starting and the ending indices basically, in between which if we sort the subarray, the entire array will be getting sorted. And let's consider example 2, for which and let's consider example 2. If input is a equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we need to output -1. Why -1? Because we can see that the entire array is already sorted, so we need to return -1 in that case. Okay, so let's understand the logic to solve this problem, and then we can start with the coding section. So before diving deep onto the logic, let's first understand what is to be done. Like we are given an array, we need to find the range of the subarray that is to be sorted, so that the entire array gets sorted. Now what should be done here? We have a output that is to be matched with. Okay, so in some problems like these, we need to compare it with some another array. So in this case here, we need to compare it with the sorted array. So let's start with that logic. So just create a copy of a vector A, suppose vector B. Why to create a copy? Because we need to maintain the original order as well. Okay, so when we create a copy, we will not be making any change to the original array. Okay, so let's do the logic. Create a copy of a vector A, suppose vector B. Now sort the vector B. So why do we need to sort vector B? Because then we will have those elements in the sorted order, and then only we can compare it with the required array. Okay, so initialize two variables n and r, both initialized to -1. So I will help you understand why both should be initialized to -1. So loop from start till end and store the index of the first non-matching element into L. So when we start looping from the start and we move till the end, whenever we get a first non-matching element, we will put that index to L. So why so? Because suppose we are comparing one array with another sorted array. Okay, so when we compare both the arrays element by element, if we get an element which is not matching, like suppose at index 0, first array is having 1 and second array is having 2. Okay, so if both are non-matching, we can definitely say that array A is having its first non-matching at that index. Okay, similarly if L equals to -1, now if L is -1, this means that we have exited the above loop without finding any non-matching character or non-matching element. In that case, we can say that it is already sorted, so we will return -1. Else if there is non-matching element, hence range is required. Okay, so if L is not -1, which we have initialized it to, then we are definitely sure that there is some element which is not matching to the destination array, and hence a range is to be found out. Okay, Then similarly we will loop from the end to the start, that is from right end to the left end, and store the index of the first non-matching element into R. Now you can see that step number 4 and step number 7 are exactly similar but in opposite direction. From step 4 we start from the left, that is start of the array, and for step number 7 we start from the right side of the array. Why so? Because we need to find the maximum range that is to be sorted so that the entire array gets sorted. Okay, basically we need to find minimum range, but minimum we need to make sure that if it is sorted, the entire array gets sorted. That's why we can't leave any of the unsorted elements, and that's why I am talking about the maximum range indirectly here. Okay, so you need to return this pair L comma R, which is the starting and the ending indices. So let's dive to the coding section where you can understand it in a better manner. Okay, so as discussed, let's first write the main method here in order to call our own method. So let's return 1 as we have written int as the return type. Now let's define a vector int a equals to, let's have the sample that we have understood from 1 3 2 4 5. So 1 3 2 4 5. Okay, now let's pass this as a parameter to our own method. So we can call it sub unsort. Okay, so sub unsort, and let's pass this vector as input parameter. Now let's define our own method. Okay, so let's have it void, and let's so let's define it unsort. It takes a vector as an input parameter a. Okay, so the first step was create a copy of vector a, suppose vector b. So let's do, why we are doing so that the original copy is remained unchanged and we can make changes to b if any required. Now let's find the number of elements. How do we find number of elements? By just taking the size of the vector. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to sort the vector b. Okay, so sort b dot begin. This is the syntax to sort a given vector of int, okay, or anything. So sort b dot begin b dot end. So this is range within which we need to sort a particular vector. So this is what we have written here. Why is this giving error? Is not allowed. Okay, now let's come to the next section. Initialize two variables L and R, both initialized to -1. So what do we need L and R for? To keep a track of the leftmost and the rightmost indice, as we need to return a range. Okay, okay, so we have done that. Now loop from start till end to store the index of the first non-matching element. Okay, so let's do what we have discussed. Int I equals to 0, as we need to start from the leftmost end, that is index 0, and we need to move till the rightmost end. So I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, so what is to be done? We need to compare the sorted array with the original array and need to find the first index of non-matching element. So how do we do that? If a of I is not equals to b of I, then what do? We store that in L, because it is the first index of non-matching element. So that's the leftmost element that we need to consider while sorting the sub array. So it was initialized to -1, we will set it to I, and we will just break the loop. Why we are breaking? Because we have found the first. We are not interested in the second, third, fourth. We are interested in the first leftmost and the first rightmost, within which we need to sort the entire sub array. So we have found the leftmost element, and if L equals to -1, why we are putting this condition? because if L was initialized to -1 and after running this entire loop till the end of the array it is still -1, it means that the array A is already sorted because there is no non-matching character, non-matching element. So we are sure that the array is sorted, and if it is sorted as it is told, that we just need to return -1 here. So let's return a vector of -1 as okay, let's have vector as a return type here, because as per the problem statement we need to return a vector of L comma R. So vector of int we need to return as the return type. Let's collect it here as vector of int range equals to okay. Okay, so L equals to -1. Okay, so we have handled the already sorted condition. Now let's come to the next step. As there is non-matching element, hence range is required. So if range is required, we have already found L. Now we need to find R. So what is R? R is exactly the same process but from the right end. Why so? Because we need to find the first non-matching element from the right end as well as from the left end. Then we are sure that it is mandatory to sort this entire range of elements in order to get the finally sorted array or vector in this case. Okay, so let's start from the right end. How do we start from the right end? By starting with n-1 and coming till 0 and I plus plus, not I minus minus. Why? Because we are coming from right end to the left end, so index is getting decreased each time. Okay, so again, if non-matching element is found, so b of I is not equals to b of I, then this is the first non-matching element. Let's store the index in I and break. Why break? Because we have found the first from the right as well. So this is the range that we are dealing with. Now simply we need to return the range of first from left, which was L, and first from R, which was right. Now we are sure that we need to sort all the elements between these two range. Okay, let's first compile this program in order to understand whether it is correct or not. Okay, it is giving some error. Let me fix it. Okay, so let's also check out the range that is to be printed. So leftmost index is, and range of 0, and rightmost index is, and range of 1, because range consists of L comma R, which is the leftmost and the rightmost index. Okay, so let's compile this. Great, now let's run it. Okay, leftmost index is 1, rightmost index is 2. Let's have a look. Leftmost index was 1, rightmost index is 2. Okay, so great, it is working. Let's check with some other sample case. Suppose it is 2, 3, 1, 4, 5. So let's see what should be getting printed. So let's first do it ourselves. First index that is unsorted is obviously 0, because 2 should not be here, and the last is this is sorted, this is sorted, this is unsorted, so it should print 0, 2. Let's have a look. Compiled successfully. 0 and 2, very correct. Now let's check with the final case, which is already sorted array 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have 4 only and check it. Okay, leftmost index is -1 and rightmost index is 0. Okay, why so? Because in that case we are only returning -1, so that's why 0 is getting printed, but it's running fine. So that's great. Hope you have understood it. Would recommend you to go over this code once again to understand it in better manner. Thanks for watching.